the hot part.
You gonna tell the hot part when we get into the topic?
So y'all know that part. So he proceeds to say, well, your husband probably, because I mentioned that he, didn't have no kids or whatever when we met. I required that, and that's what I got. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, whatever, in a couple years, like down the road or something, a kid gonna pop up out of nowhere saying that they was like his and he ain't know about it or something to that effect.
That is wild.
I was like,
wild. That's
right. So I can't remember what all I said, but in there, I ended up saying, because he's like a cop or something, I ended up saying, like, bro, the world will know if he had a baby out of wedlock on me because I'm gonna murder him and you're gonna be my arrested officer. And that's what put me in Facebook jail.
And that is how we're gonna go ahead and start this episode. Welcome to another edition of Where I Come From. It is I, Mr. Tone Deaf. I am back in the building, and I am joined by 3 of the 4 young ladies who are going to be a part of this fantastic episode of mine. If you can remember back to, was it last year?
Yeah,
you think what we did last year? Last year we did an episode where I sat down with 4 very beautiful mothers and we talked about mommyhood. Is that a word? Mommyhood? But it is now. Nope, mommyhood. We ignorant. Mommyhood.
It's the remix.
It's the remix edition to the song about children. But I decided that I wanted to go ahead and revisit this topic again because now that we are on the other end, part 2 of the pandemic now. Let me just say part 2 of the pandemic. Part 2 of the pandemic. The sequel has dropped where our kids can now move freely amongst the world to a certain extent. I want to bring moms back in here and have some conversations about, being a mother now. So, as always, I am joined by my favorite self-awareness, recently married buddy, Miss Chanel, aka Nelly Bo. Yeah, I just started calling her Nelly one day and it stuck there. Of the Naked Eye Podcast.
Nickname, Nelly.
I didn't know that.
Everybody called me Nelly from high school.
Change your name. You're gonna be Manellium now. And immediately across from me is 1/3 of the wettest podcast in the city of Milwaukee.
What?
My adopted child and co-worker.
That's dope.
Miss Brittany Walker of the Horizontal Refreshment Podcast, aka
Britt Brat, short and sweet.
That's what's going on. And the one person do I have to have every time I do this show. The smallest voice in the room, but the biggest responsibility in the world. The creator and founder of Millennial Mommies Club, Miss Yanae. What's going on?
Hey guys, can y'all hear me? I'm sorry.
Yes, that was the problem we had last time. Hold on, let me crank
you up.
Can
you hear me too? Can you hear me? Okay.
Because I'm loud.
Right, my voice is a little voice. Can you hear me?
I always wonder, how do you yell at your son?
What that sound Why like? Do everybody say that?
There is no way. There is no way.
Common question.
This is way too common. Y'all want me to yell at my child?
Touche. Do you?
Do we yell at our children?
How do you discipline your child? Let's start with the very first question.
I talk to him like a person.
Does he respond to you like a person?
Yes, he does.
I do.
I mean, I can yell like if I'm yelling to him, but like
I don't think your voice goes above normal.
This is the yelling.
This is the yelling.
The sad part is true.
This is the pinnacle.
This is the pinnacle of how high her voice will ever get. Even when she falls out the bed, this is the highest her voice will ever get.
So she get hurt.
If you even hear that.
Y'all
if you hear that.
Talk about my voice.
We talk about you because we love you. So since we are here, you two are boy moms.
Mm-hmm.
How is discipline when it comes? Because Nelly, you got 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know why I want to put a 3rd one on you, but
why is everybody doing? What is y'all on?
I always thought you had 3.
Married.
My uterus is on lockdown. Like no.
If there's a will, there's a way.
Of course, there's a way to have a baby,
But you deserve a daughter.
well, she gonna be adopted or surrogate or something. Cause
Yeah, I'm down for the surrogate.
I'm not doing that.
Y'all too tiny to be carrying more kids.
I was too tiny for the first two.
You just shrug your shoulder like, nigga, please. I do this. No. So how is discipline dealing with two? And I know they got two different personalities.
Oh Jesus. So discipline with two boys who are absolute oil and water is I had to learn how to discipline them differently because my oldest is very zen. His name is Jace, and he does not get in trouble at all. Like he by his business. And whenever I would, like independently talk to him, tell him don't do this. If he did do something and I told him, I give him 3 chances.
That's 2 chances too many.
Well,
No,
I give them 3 chances. And if they continue, then like with Jace, I have to have a stern conversation with him and he stops. You don't get that behavior from him again.
Right.
Now,
It's always the second one.
The second board?
Always the second.
When I tell you, I tried to discipline him like I disciplined Jace, and that shit was like a backfire.
Mm-hmm.
And he look at me and be like, okay, and he'll do it in my face.
Mm-hmm.
And then, at that point, I black out and
Okay.
he getting his ass whooped. Okay, I give out whoopings.
You give out whoopings.
I'm
glad you give out whoopings and not beatings.
No, I don't beat him because I was
It's a difference.
as a child. But when I say he get a whooping, like he get a slap on the head, and when I slap him on the head,
So-
like
Oh,
he's
yes.
dramatic.
The end of the world, child. I know.
Now, how old is your youngest?
He's 3. He'll be 4 December 1st.
Okay. Sagittarius is in the house. Right. You are a semi-new mother. This is your only child, and you have a girl. How was disciplining her?
A lot like her youngest. Extreme. Like I had this whole way of parenting planned. I was just gonna talk to her. I wasn't gonna have to spank her.
What?
We was gonna be Gucci. We just
What?
nice conversation, nice
What?
communication.
Who does that?
No, my baby is pure savage. She has no fear. She don't care about nothing at all. Like she will sit right in your face. You sitting there like no, and she still be like, and then when you come over with your hand raised, she got the nerve to act like, oh my God, I can't believe you about to hit me. Bro, I just said no 16 times and you still did it twice in my face.
That is one of the things that I've noticed that mothers do. Y'all warn y'all kids way too much.
Because I don't want to. I never wanted to hear her, and I feel guilty
no
every
real
time, or
parent
anytime
wants
I have
to
to
hit
raise
their
my
kid.
voice. I feel guilty because I never, ever, that was never in the plan.
Right.
But I had a Taurus.
Oh, you got a Taurus. Lord,
She's very
have
much
mercy.
Taurus. Very much Taurus.
I mean, Tauruses are very hard-headed.
And what's your
headstrong.
sign?
I'm a Cancer.
Oh.
I was very because I had to ask my mama several times, and I still ask her from time to time, like, did I?
It's
like
this.
I'm
You
confused.
do.
Like, I
You do
really
go back to your parents.
I had to
Back to your
ask her,
parent
and
and
she
ask
swear I
them.
didn't. Like, I'm like, well, what? Like, that's why I said she act like me in high school. Like, that was me years and years later, not at 2.
So
Like,
my mom told me, she said I didn't act like Jay, but I did act like Jace. And as I got older, I became more rebellious and I acted more like Jay. And I was like, damn it. She was like, so Jay is going to cool out, whereas Jace is then going to become defiant. And I was like, oh, no,
So
not
you ain't
my
getting no
baby.
No, my children are a 50-50 of me.
Really?
My youngest is the most lovingest, caringest, make sure everybody feels appreciated.
Mhm.
My oldest is a take charge. It's my world. It's my rules kind of a person. So I know for a fact, first, 3 things I learned about my kids. 1, they're going to rule the world as long as they get along. 2, I know how they're going to be if they ever get drunk and high. Because when they are sleepy and I've given them melatonin, you see the drunkenness in all of them. Like my youngest is going to be that drunk who may or may not get arrested.
Oh Lord.
And my oldest is going to be the one who will confess all her sins.
No.
Okay.
I did it.
She will confess all her sins. And it all happens while on melatonin. So I'm like, I hate to see y'all
It's
when
truth
y'all
serum.
get older. It is.
Damn.
The real then comes out.
That is fucked up.
So let's go back to the beginning. How did y'all behave when y'all first found out y'all was going to be a mother for the first time?
I'm gonna let one of y'all go.
Oh, you go first, actually.
Because when I found out I
Well,
was gonna be a mother.
When I found out, I was excited, and I called my best friend, and we prayed together. It was so
Oh,
sweet.
that is so
She
sweet.
prayed for me, and I was on the phone just crying. It was such a beautiful moment. And then after that, it was like pure chaos.
Why did it become chaos?
Only because I was just so sick. Like, it was
Oh,
terrible.
girl.
Like, I had to stay with my parents because I just couldn't do anything for like the whole time.
Mm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, everybody say, like, it's the first trimester. It was the whole time for me.
Same.
The whole time.
Whole pregnancy. Just
Yeah.
maybe actually it stopped a couple weeks before I had her, actually.
Wow.
Maybe
Within
that's
that last
I'm
trimester,
jealous.
it
She was
stopped.
like, okay, I
I'm
guess
jealous.
since I'm about to come.
And by that time, it was pointless.
Like, I
Yeah,
don't care
like,
about
I
I don't care
it was
about the
nothing
furniture no
like
more. We
the
about to move out
movies.
anyway.
You know, in
Right.
the movies, you have cravings and you send somebody to go get it. I'm thinking all of this, like, everybody about to cater to me and do all of this. But, like, I didn't even get the opportunity because I was just bedbound the whole time. Like,
Oh my God, that's
I got fed, child. I was throwing up like a motherfucker the whole time, but I got fed. I was still eating. I would just throw it up and keep eating. Like,
yeah, I had Ensure and oatmeal the whole time.
Ensure and oatmeal.
It was disgusting.
That is the worst diet
No.
ever.
It was horrible. Like, my doctor was like, just try to eat anything. Like, it doesn't even matter at this point.
Oh my God.
Like, dog, just get real food in you.
Yes. So, yeah.
What about you, Nelly?
Okay, so
Let's go-
My
let's
part
go-
kind of long. I ain't
Let's
even
go
gonna-
with the first one, and then when you found out you were pregnant again.
Oh my God. Well, okay, with the first one, I was at my best friend's house and he was like, I told him, I was like, can we please just go get me a pregnancy test? And he was like, I was like, yeah, I think I done conceived.
Wait. You went to your male best friend
Mm-hmm.
and experienced all this?
Yes, it was terrible. Like,
Because we don't know what the
he
fuck
was like,
to do.
he was like, you gonna be cool, you gonna be good. He was like, it's probably just. I'm like, nah, bruh. I done researched this shit, and this shit is the shit. So I took 2 tests, dipped it in the pee in the little cup or whatever, and it said you pregnant as a bitch. It ain't even take the full.
Oh, yeah.
Full time.
It ain't even take the full time. It said, look at her. Like, and I was just sitting there like, okay. And he was like, are you okay? I was like, I mean,
Hilarious.
I don't know. And he was like, well, should you tell him? I was like, I think so. I don't know. Should I? He was like, you gonna keep it? I was like,
Ooh.
yeah, I'm gonna keep it, but who the hell told me to get pregnant?
Who the hell told you to have sex? Like, the
You
fact that you
right.
have sex disgusts me. You are like a little sister. I don't want to know about your horizontal refreshments.
Shout out the podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
My doctor told me I got to start using it in a sentence.
Really?
But yeah, the first one I was just in absolute shock. And the only reason, the crazy thing is, what doctors don't tell you, women be expecting, oh, I'm gonna be throwing up or I'm gonna be hungry and stuff like that. There is also a symptom of pregnancy if you have the shits all the time.
Well,
And I
Sorry
have
to hear that.
shits all the time.
Damn. It's so much they don't tell you about pregnancy.
Yes. And I was like, something is not right.
Now I'm nervous for the second time.
So
Wait,
the
what?
second time
oh,
Never know.
okay.
that
See what
I
drinking.
was
Hold on.
found out I was pregnant,
Late breaking news.
I was like in extreme pain. I thought I had really bad gas.
Okay.
And I was like, oh my God. And my husband, he was my boyfriend at the time. He was like, oh, well, let's go to the hospital because I hate to see you in pain. blah,
Oh,
blah,
just
blah.
for conversation, both kids got the same dad.
Of course.
I'm talking about the
Because-
listeners.
Yeah.
Damn, I know. They all look like that nigga.
First of all, because Chanel don't get down like that. If we're going to have one daddy, we're going to keep it to one daddy, okay?
Period.
First of all, you are not gangsters, so control that neck.
First of all, you don't know.
Things too.
He don't know. He don't know the
He
past.
always arguing with somebody.
But anyways, my second child, I thought I had gas.
Your second
I
child
went
is
to
in
the
the gas because you
hospital.
thought you had gas.
And everybody-
America, I just want you to understand that there's a kid walking around this earth thinking he has been loved all his life, and he honestly was just gas. I just want you to know that. Okay.
I swear, I thought he was gas. We went to the hospital. Before
Oh
we
my
get to the
God.
hospital, his dad is like, "Oh well, watch. I bet you when we get there, they gonna tell you pregnant." I was like, "Oh, so you knew? You know?" what's
Oh, he
going
planned
on."
that. His pullout
I
game
got
is
you
weak
on
for a
purpose.
reason.
Right.
And then the doctor is like, "Oh, congratulations, you're pregnant." Like when I tell you there was no smile, there was no woohoo, there was nothing. She was like, "Oh." I was like, "Oh, run it back." Like, "Are you sure?" She was like, "Yes. Yes, we did a pee test and a blood test."
You are 100%
You, and
pregnant.
again, you pregnant as a bitch. Just rude. These babies is disrespectful.
Right.
All right. So
The time you found out Bella was a thing.
well, technically, I was pregnant once before then, when I was 16, and I was devastated because I was in denial about it
Mhm.
initially, so it didn't really sink in until I started to miscarry.
Mhm.
So then I was just devastated because now I done
Right.
switched from I'm pregnant right away to I'm losing it. So that was that, just devastation. Years and years later, I'm throwing my husband his 28th, 27th, one of them 27th, 28th birthday party.
Mhm.
And the apartment we lived in had this huge backyard. I had spent months drawing and coloring the motherfucking decorations myself because I wasn't really I don't think I was working at the time.
Mhm.
So this was the best I could do. And I really wanted him to have a party. He was the only one working, stressed out. Woo.
That's sweet.
And our
Right.
barbecues is like legendary. So I'm like, well, that's what we're gonna
That's
do.
what we gonna do.
So I done spent all this time. I done drew up maps on how the backyard was supposed to look and stuff. And some of our friends had asked me, if I needed help. So I'm like, yeah, I need y'all help. Come help me set up. Woo. Because I'm cooking all the food as well.
Mhm.
So they come and they helping me set stuff up. And this one chick that's helping, she was just getting real pushy to me, like real bossy and no, this should go here. And no, bitch, I spent months working on this. You gonna put that shit where the hell I told you to put
Right.
that shit. So me and her started having an exchange of words in front of my mother-in-law. I felt so bad. I'm sitting there like, I'm so sorry, Mom. I didn't even know you was down there, but she had me fucked up.
Right.
So me and her got into it real bad. She still stayed or whatever, and then we ended up getting into it a second time.
Lord.
That's
damn.
because me and my husband have a very eclectic group of friends.
Mhm.
White, Hispanic, African, all type of shit.
Mhm.
One of the white people has stuck their bare hands in one of my motherfucking pans.
Oh.
And my grandma taught me how to cook, so y'all know that
Yeah.
just like grandma, don't put
That-
your fingers in my shit.
Lord.
Oh my.
So as
Right.
I'm back there checking her,
Mhm.
this bitch had the nerve to jump in. So I'm like, oh, I thought I already checked you. Since you want some more, let's go round two.
Right.
Like, this is my house. So she ended up leaving after that. And I feel like either the next day or a couple of days later, my husband said I was being real snappy and bitchy or whatever. And I'm like, what the hell is you talking about? Ain't nobody doing shit to you. You just sensitive.
Oh.
Get on my nerves.
You sensitive.
So he I really think we need to get you a pregnancy test. I'm like, man, I ain't pregnant, because we had been trying for like 2-3 years at this point, and we didn't even have a pregnancy scare. I had been on the depo shot ever since my miscarriage, so I'm like,
and it's always when you're not thinking about it that it pops up.
We weren't married yet at the time. I was planning our wedding. We were going to Jamaica to get married.
You going to know Jamaica now?
Poof, pregnant. I take the test just to shut him up. I'm sitting there in the bathroom. I ain't, because he was asleep when I did it. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, waiting. I saw that.
She said that equals her. I said 1 + 1 = 2. Like,
I just walked out to him, mouth all open, just.
And he like, I told you.
Woke him up, handed it to him, and then he sat there and stared at it the same way I did. Because at this point, we both didn't think we could have kids. Like, neither one of us. Like, we had been trying for so long. We had like we both had like pills and stuff that was supposed to help. I had found like this prenatal powder stuff at Target and shit that was like all type of shit. Bitch, I was doing handstands after sex for like fucking hours. Like,
doing handstands?
Yes, like.
I just found out that they got injectables.
Injectable? What?
Like,
what are we injecting?
Like the sperm, like into the uterus.
So he just shoots it in the cup and then he puts it in a syringe.
I was trying whatever I could.
That's wild.
So it never sunk in, but eventually I got happy as hell. Like, I was happy, even though I was throwing up, I was happy my whole pregnancy. I ended up working my whole pregnancy.
Really?
But I was still happy throwing up and working. Like,
yeah, I wasn't happy.
I was very jolly.
What is
jolly?
What is one of your happiest moments of being a mom? Like, when you realize, like, I got this shit. I'm a dope ass mom. Damn, we got quiet in this bitch.
You have to think about that.
Because you don't think about
that.
I don't. Right.
I helped my sister raise her 2 kids. Well, her 3 kids, actually. I was their father for a long time. Sorry, big quote, but it's true. I was their father for a long fucking time. I was going to doctor's appointments, parent-teacher conferences, helping with homework, paying for birthday parties, $900 damn dollars. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, them was my first children, so I already knew, like, I was pretty dope at it. I had a whole hell of a lot of practice because them my babies. So.
Them some grown ass people right now.
Now, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they still my children though.
Especially that twin of hers.
I guess I would have to say for the first child,
you got lucky.
JC Wasey. I felt like I was a dope ass mom when he, just like seeing him in public or just with him being in school. Like, recently, he's had a few encounters with a young girl at his school. Yeah, we don't like her.
We as in you?
We as in us as a unit don't like her.
Why don't you?
Better?
No, he requested for his seat to be moved.
She like him.
Yeah,
she most definitely like him.
She like him. She's very bossy with him. She wants him to do everything that she wants to do, and Jace ain't with it, okay? But he's very polite.
You know what's gonna be funny? That's the type of girl he gonna end up being with.
A bossy one.
Mm-hmm.
But he was very polite. Every time he came home, he'd say, "Mom, I'm having issues with the girl again," and I would tell him, "Well, try this or try that," and he would take my advice and he would try it, and it wouldn't hurt.
And how old is he?
He is 5. Well, he's 6 now.
Oh,
and just when even when he was in K4, he what made me feel so proud was it was another little girl that he had a crush on, and she said she was hot, so he shaded her from the sun. And his teacher was taking pictures of them. So he would hold her hand when she would be sad. He would push her on the swing when she would ask him to. He would share his toys. And then one day he asked me, he said, "Mom, can we pick out a nice outfit?" Because they had dress up day.
Oh, snap.
And
He was going to
picked out
propose.
a bow tie for her and everything. And he was like, yeah, she really liked my bow tie. And I pushed her on the swing and we took pictures together on our iPads. I was just like,
That's a lot.
this is so cute. I was like, this is so adorable. I loved it. It just made me very proud.
He was about to propose to her,
So
He was. He loved that girl. He was looking for her the next school year.
and
This
she was
school year,
gone.
he was like, I can't find her anywhere. He said she's not even in the other class. I said she may have went to another school. He was like, oh.
Oh,
Like, don't be breaking my so hard.
he was heartbroken. That was your fault as a mom. You were supposed to keep the communication there. Supposed to
No,
find their
not
mom.
at 5.
Not necessarily.
Right, not
No.
That man was in love.
But
That's
her
probably his soul
mom
mom.
was like kind of standoffish and weird, but her kids were normal. So
Maybe she need to be a part of the Millennium Mommy Club.
my baby's so
Probably.
mean. That would never
Boom. See that?
happen.
See how that product
Damn.
placement works?
Right. Thanks for
Period.
plugging us.
I'm good at that.
All right, P. Diddy.
I'm just saying, this is what I do, fam.
but the
That's that
second child, I'm
marketing and
still waiting
branding.
on my pro mama.
I
said, I'm still waiting on that moment.
He not in jail.
He is all of 3.
That don't mean nothing this day and age. Look, my 2-year-old can burn down an apartment building and don't think
Proud
twice
that
about
moment.
like
You didn't burn anything down.
you didn't
today.
burn nothing down today.
I'm still waiting on that moment with my 3-year-old.
We there.
He has some work to do.
He made it through daycare.
No, he didn't, because he ain't even in daycare.
He home with you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because when he was in daycare before, it was a little girl that liked him, and he ain't like her, and they would always be fighting. Because before, she was the same little girl that was calling him Poppy all the time.
Oh no.
Puppy, puppy, puppy.
That's too much.
Pam was like, bitch, that's not my name.
And then one
Good,
day,
because that's a bit extra.
one thing
Yeah.
led to another, and they was always fighting. I was like,
Child,
domestic
I
violence.
He gonna be in a toxic relationship.
I don't like
Your
that.
son is going to love toxic relationships.
He loves light skin
So-
and Latino women. So,
See,
I don't know.
toxic. Those are 2 toxic traits, and we don't even know the woman.
Yeah. I
And I have a table full of y'all.
I gotta teach him better.
Well, he loves light skinned women because his mama light skinned.
I don't know what color I am at this point. Okay.
You light skin.
Okay.
Just
You ain't like
But
yellow,
my
yellow,
sister-
but you
my
light
sisters
skin.
would say I'm the dark one.
What
so.
the hell are they? Incandescent?
I was about to say mayonnaise, nigga.
Transparent.
Like transparency? Shit. The hell?
Hey, Lily.
Lily's on the live.
Yeah, she said, "Hey, mama."
Shout out to the other
Mommy.
one that was supposed to be here. But you
Yeah,
know, life,
not right.
mommy in is mommy in. Mommy's got a mommy.
Yeah.
You thought you was gonna get away? You
I
were-
was trying to find the answer.
you know what?
You haven't thought about
You know what? First of all, I want to congratulate you for not having him on your hip like you normally do.
Aw.
That is a big step for you.
Don't do that.
This is a huge step for you. Okay, so for those of you guys who did not catch the first episode, believe me, most people didn't because the video was trash. I had to pull it from somewhere else. She was that mom that all moms are with their first kids, where they don't want their kid out their sight.
I used to be
A lot of moms used to be like that. Teresa was like that with Lily, and I'm talking about even with the kids going to her mom's house. It was like, nope, they're not coming over here if I'm not coming over here. Like that's just how she was. Period. You know. And when I met her for the very first time, homeboy was here. He was in the episode. That is how attached he was. So the fact that he is not here today, I am proud of you.
Your son must be well behaved.
We ain't gonna say all that.
My baby, I always tell him because he
He's
always be
very
like,
high
bring her,
energy.
bring her.
That's what
And
we're
I'm
gonna
like,
get. He's a high energy fella.
He's very high
He sounds
energy.
like
He's not
Jerry.
bad.
He wasn't
high
bad.
My baby.
I've
bad.
seen real bad.
He wants to run, he wants to jump.
He's a
he
boy.
wants to
He's a-
climb
That's
like
what
a
boys
boy.
do. And
Yeah,
he's
I've
3.
seen-
He do what 3-year-olds do.
Yeah, I've had guests that came in the show and their sons were literally jumping off the table.
No,
You
he's
know,
not gonna do
He's
that.
not gonna do all
Bella
that.
will.
I know Bella
And she
will.
gonna knock all this off.
She can knock all this shit down.
Mhm.
But you haven't had your proud moment yet. I feel like you have. You
I
just
think I
don't realize.
have. I think I have them often.
I think you do.
because I judge myself harshly because I am
Mhm.
so busy. So I'm like, am I giving him enough attention? Like, it's just always in my head about it. But like the way that he responds to me, the moments we do have, that just makes me feel better about everything. So that's my answer.
How is your kid's social skills?
Oh,
He's
God.
way more outgoing than I am.
Really?
Way more outgoing. He
I would
loves
expect
people.
him to be more
Reserved?
reserved because he's attached to mommy.
No, he loves
No, because my two, one is very outgoing, and the other one don't trust nobody. Like Lily loves everybody. She loves making new friends. Tiana is like, bitch, who are you?
Like,
Why are you
all,
here? Lily, who this? Like,
right, gotta
no,
ask her questions
like
before
who
she
this?
engages.
I don't know this person. And she's
I
like that
like
even
that.
with her teacher. Like when she first got to the school, she wouldn't talk to her teacher. It took her a minute to warm up to her teacher.
Stranger danger.
Like, and I'm glad that it's the oldest one I'm worried about getting snatched in the van.
Oh,
Because
say
she'll be
that.
like, hey, you got, let's go. Where we going? Cleveland. Let's go.
let's go.
Let me
Road
text my
trip?
daddy. Daddy, I'm going to go to Cleveland. Like, what? You are 8. Where are you going? You going by a boy named Cleveland? You playing?
You
No.
playing with me?
Sit down. Just sit the hell down. And I'll come there and wherever we are, she's still sitting in that one spot. And you didn't say I could get up yet. Yes, because you wanted to go to Cleveland. No. They not 100% like that. But just my imagination runs wild, and
But socially, one is more friendly.
one is definitely, and a lot of that with the youngest comes from just life happening in certain ways.
Mhm.
Like my oldest birthday was in June, so we were definitely looking at school and education because she's hyper intelligent.
Mhm.
So she ended up getting into the Head Start program with MPS. So she was basically in school at 2. Her sister would literally see her every day, getting up, going to class, dropping her off sometimes, picking them up. So Lily kind of has always been in school, which is why I feel like she's sociable because
She went to school.
she went to school too. She meet people. Like she know folks we ain't never seen before. Like I'll be in a grocery store with her. It's like, oh hi, such and such. It's like, who the hell is that woman?
She's more popular than you.
That's hilarious.
And I like it like that. I don't need to be popular. I'm not the cool dad like that. But my youngest, because her birthday is in November, she couldn't start school right away. She didn't get in the Head Start program because the administration was doing a big change, so she couldn't get in because of her birthday. Then when she did go to tender care, she liked them white bitches.
Yeah, my baby don't really care for her white teachers.
She don't like white
that
people.
stuff.
She does not like white people.
She like one.
I know where she got that from.
Ooh.
Wow.
Camera. I know exactly where she got that from. So it's cool.
Oh,
I get it.
damn.
Understandable. I help her navigate that part of her life, but I get it.
Bella gonna
Okay.
have a hard time when she meet my dad's side of the family.
Oh
Mhm.
no.
My grandfather is white.
So,
like, sir,
She ain't really a fan.
so the thing about it is they kept constantly, in so many words, giving my child the mindset that she's eventually going to go to school and then take it from her. So when she was about to get into K5, oh, your birthday is not until November. You can't start till the spring. Oh, because your birthday wasn't before September 1st, you have to wait till next year. So she's constantly kept being denied school to the point when she finally got in school, your first year of school was virtual.
Oh yeah, dang.
So she's like, fuck
She
this
got
shit.
Cheated.
So she's like, fuck this shit. I don't give a fuck no more. So she would wake up every
She got
morning,
cheated.
log in to be seen, close her laptop, and check out. Now, don't get me wrong. She's as smart as her sister. She knows literally up to first grade work already.
Her sister.
Because of this, they've learned together on the same. We never looked at like, oh, you're only 5 and you're 7, so you're going to only. No, she's like, look, you're going to learn the same thing the 7-year-old's going to learn. Because our goal was when you're able to get tested to be bumped up a grade, we going for it. So you're going to be where you're supposed to be at. And her social skills suck because she ain't never had no way to talk to but her family. So she don't like.
She like no.
I'm like, I don't care.
Mm.
She's demanding. She's bossy. She's supposed
So
to be
is
first
she
and
like
everything.
in class
Damn,
now?
she sound like Bella.
Yeah.
Is she in class?
She in class now. She loves it.
Oh,
Somewhat.
She's not like.
Yeah, she's very reserved. It takes her a minute.
Like-
It took her a minute to make friends in her class. So she's friends with this little girl named Paris. Well, she actually friends with 3 girls, but she only remembers one name. I'm like, you gotta know the other 2 names.
That's the only one that matters, okay?
It was like, you gotta know the other 2. Well, I just know Paris. Like, why? Is that where you want to go? No, it's easy to say. Because she goes to
Easy
Spanish
to
immersion.
say.
She goes Spanish immersion. So some of the kids may actually have Spanish names.
I was just about to say because the Spanish names be
Like, I don't expect my 5-year, well, soon to be 6-year-old, to know Esmeralda's name.
Listen, I can't say Esperanza.
If she kicking it with a little Iglesias, like just call him Miguel.
Exactly. Just give him a nickname at that point.
Just give him a nickname like the rest of us do. So
No, you should call them by their names.
this coming from a woman who I have to remember a singing group to know how to properly say your name.
It's your name. It's not complicated. It's just not complicated.
You have more vowels in your name than the English letter. It's okay. I still love you. I love you to death.
Look at you looking at you. She's side.
I know she is. I love messing with her. I love her to death. I do.
But my kids' social skills are very good. It's one of the things that I guess I could be very happy with. Both of my boys know yes and no, yes ma'am, no ma'am. They're very
Ooh.
sociable.
Polite.
They know when they're not supposed to do something. I could just look at them and they'll stop. They know better.
The mommy stare.
They're not the kids that go into somebody's house and is opening doors, opening fridges. They don't go anywhere unless they ask me to. They are the kids that you look at all the other kids and then you look at them and you're like, so what is it that they got that these other kids ain't doing?
Right.
Because at home, you have to ask to go in the kitchen. You have to ask for stuff. Like, I don't, because my mom raised me, I couldn't do nothing without asking her.
Right.
I couldn't go to nobody's house and go in their room or go in a fridge or just start roaming around. She'd be like, where you going? What you doing? Sit your ass down.
I never really needed to be told that. I never understood people's logic with that.
Yes, because when I was little, I used to be scared to go.
Yeah, like I don't want to go in these people. That's they shit.
Exactly. I used to be terrified to go in somebody's room. Like even my nieces and nephews, they'd be like, "Come in my room." I'd be like, I look at my mama like,
no.
"Is it cool?"
Like my nephew asked me for permission.
I say no.
Like no.
He was
Say
like,
no,
"Can I
'cause I
go
don't
in
wanna
Belle's
go."
room?" I was like, "Oh my
I
goodness,
don't know what's in
yes."
your room.
Yes.
Like that was so sweet.
No, with your room, I don't want to know what's in your room. He should be asking questions before walking in your room.
All that is in Douglas's closet
He's
out of
shady
child
today.
reach, sir.
You
I
real shady
mean,
today. Real
Dang,
shady.
Thank you
act
very
like
much.
She got the 50 Shades of Grey dungeon up in her room.
Do you know her? She's been married for a while now.
I was 19 when we met, and he was 20, and I'm 30 now.
But she 30 now.
That makes it worse
It is actually worse
because that means they know what they like.
Trying to like me low.
But my
Right.
baby's social skills are
Yes.
null and void.
No, boy,
My baby is a pandemic baby. She has only really been around me, my mom, my grandma. She's just started really going around my husband's family like that. And it's not because like they don't want her, nothing like that, but his mom works at like a factory. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like
she working all the
yeah,
time.
you know, she worked like 10, 12 hours a day and shit. So, you know, they don't really get to see her as often or whatever. But she don't really get to be around kids like that. And it's really hit or miss with her. Like sometimes she'll hop right in and go right with the flow of the other kids, and then other times she is not messing with nobody. Like it all kind of depends on her mood. So a couple months ago, we decided to put her in daycare to help with her social skills.
Mhm.
We've noticed her getting better, but to the daycare, teachers or whatever, they feel like they haven't seen much progress. And I'm like,
Compared
y'all
to-
don't know my kid, because there's a lot of progress here.
Mhm.
It's just not where she's just not where y'all think she should be or where y'all want her to be. But there has been tons of progress, because now it comes to a point where she will play with the other kids at school now. They say bye Bella when she's leaving. Like before, she completely did her own thing, and she was completely happy and content with that, playing
Mhm.
by herself, because that's what she knows. So I don't know. It's in progress.
Well, she's
We'll pray
only
for her.
two, so
Right.
coming
She's only
along.
two.
Exactly.
Well, the only thing we'll pray for her.
If she anything like her mama, she'll be shy for a while anyway, and then she'll like bust out. So it'll be okay. You heard me say I went and introduced myself to the whole building. Like me as a kid, I would have never did no shit like that. I used
And
to make
there's a
my
lot of
mom
people.
introduce me to people. Like I would see somebody and be like, I want her to be my friend. Mom, introduce us. Like I never did it myself.
You know that was on camera too. Now you see why she's the little sister. She's a little sister
What
when
happened
it comes to
was-
pop. What happened, fam?
Hello.
Got a little bit clenched. What are your kids into?
Paw Patrol
I
and
know.
Coco Melon.
What, like activities?
Yeah, like what are some activities and things that your kids are just can't do without? Because mine's is into Among Us. I don't.
What is that?
God.
What you just
It's
say?
a video game.
It's a video game.
My
Oh,
oldest son is Among Us. He's into Among Us, and they're both into karate now. So they've started karate class.
So they run around kicking
but it's
air.
more like self-defense class.
Gotcha.
He teaching them how to flip and kick, how to do side kicks, how to punch different areas of the body to cause the most damage. Type of stuff.
Oh my.
I hope Bella want to take up karate.
She will. If she get to hit something, girl.
Active children need active activities.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, the little heifer need to run track, because she like to run, and she run fast. I mean, when I say this heifer burns the fuck out, like her dad runs really fast too. And I always say, like, I don't know if y'all seen like Fast and Furious, when they hit that little oxygen switch and the car go, that's them. That's them. They hit that switch and be out of there. I'm telling you. She burns the fuck out on people. She needs to run track.
They have some kids track teams here in Milwaukee.
They
So
do.
maybe
Like her age, though, because
I think because Jay is 3, and I know one of my friends, her dad runs a track team, and I think they start them as young as like 3 or 4.
Okay, so we still got a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna put it to good use, because
Like I said, Olympics. I'm just saying, Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly okay with it. I'm gonna support all that.
You've been mean mugging me for like the
Right.
last 5 minutes. Did I hurt your feelings? I'm sorry.
No, you didn't hurt my feelings.
I'm definitely sorry if I did. I'm gonna get like the angriest text message ever. Like she gonna use words I didn't even know that was in her vocabulary. So what are some of the activities your son is into?
Well, currently he's doing soccer.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
That's
Nice.
Yeah.
And your son is how old?
He's 3.
Okay. See, look at
Soccer?
Bella, getting Bella into soccer.
She do like kicking around balls.
My daughters were into ballet heavy before the pandemic hit.
Mhm.
I want to get them to gymnastics, but my oldest is just not coordinated. I don't.
That's why you should get her started.
I don't.
Because they
I-
definitely teach
Yeah.
balance and
Mhm.
coordination.
it's the she'll see that balance beam and that will be her goal, and I'm not ready for that.
Oh,
I'm not
That's
ready.
what the mats is for.
right.
That mats don't stop the fall. Okay,
It make
the
it
twisted
feel better.
ankle, the legs getting no. I am a sensitive dad. Okay, I am a
That's why I
dad who
wish you
doesn't
had a
whoop.
daughter.
You just disappoint me,
You
and
I
Lord
wish I
knows
had a
that
daughter
destroys
to put
everything
her
in
in
them.
gymnastics and dance.
But
Still good.
See, I was asking y'all because I'm looking for new things to do, but y'all kind of do the same things we do anyway. Whatever y'all learned about yourselves since being mommies.
I'm gonna let y'all go first. 'Cause I gotta think about it.
And how much how much has being a mom changed you?
Oh, actually, I think I don't really have to think about this one. I guess. Apparently, the Nat wanted in on the explanation as well.
The Nat's a mom. It has something to share.
All right, say the question again because the Nat done threw me off, child.
What have you learned about yourself since being a mom? That basically sums both of them up.
What have I learned about myself is I'm really dedicated to motherhood, to being married, and I'm very dedicated to myself. It's pushed me to finally really go after like my dreams and stuff because I've been kind of procrastinating for a minute on all my different business ideas, and now I'm finally like really pushing myself because I got somebody watching me that I have to be an example for. And the biggest one of all, she calmed me down. I was me and her daddy were hotheads, not against each other, but we have turned up on people, caused riots and all type of shit in bars. Like, riots. Oh yes,
Yeah.
A riot in No Tay. We almost jumped a bartender. Listen,
the couple jumping the bar.
Me and him were literally like Black Bonnie and Clyde, like on some real like party, drink all night, go to work the next morning, no real like direction. Like I was getting fired from jobs left and right. Like I just really was not really doing much with my potential. So getting pregnant really made me buckle down and get serious because they always say if you know better, you'll do better. But that ain't true because half the time we know better and we still don't do better until we have an actual reason to. So she became my real reason for living. When I got pregnant, that's when I really started living. So
that was
beautiful.
dope. I feel bad for you too coming behind that.
They probably wasn't as bad as I was though. Me and Doug was getting arrested together, and yeah, we was on some. But we met so young though too. Like
that's the one thing about y'all. I look at y'all relationship.
It was a young love. Young love is always hot,
volatile,
like crazy.
A lot of stories to tell.
Y'all have to figure some things out about yourselves while being together. So that's a lot.
Yeah.
Y'all two kind of remind me of me and Teresa more than anything because we met when she had just turned 18 to 19 and I turned 21 to 22. Mm-hmm. She never wanted to do a relationship ever in her life. Even to this day, she'll say that. If me and her ever just like completely just said, fuck it, she's not going to get in another relationship.
Oh, she would just be like, well, I did that.
Right. They'll just check it off my list. We go ahead and just be a mom now. So we went through a lot together. Like 97% of my life changing fuck ups I did while in that relationship. So I see a lot of
drink to that.
Right.
Them. I see a lot of us in them. So that's why they like my favorite little couple.
Somebody keep calling me from jail.
This Nat is like really.
Wait a minute. We're not trying to jump past that. We're not gonna just jump past
she
that.
Did kind of say
she
that.
She just kind of said somebody keep calling her from jail.
She gets away with this because her voice is like this little, so most of the time people don't hear her when she say it.
Because I'm used to Jamal doing that.
Jamal do like you're right.
I catching all of it, boy.
We've been podcasting, so we know sometimes you gotta.
Somebody is trying to get in touch.
Maybe they want to join the Millennial Mommy Club.
You're right.
Look, you go tell jail people need guidance too. That's how you get out of jail.
Child.
We haven't reached.
There's a lot of reentry programs. There's a lot of reentry programs.
Yes, and maybe they want you to be part of them. Help
They gotta
bring.
get out first.
I mean, I don't need no help when my dad get out. I'm gonna
Out
be the
first.
biggest daddy girl ever.
Were you a daddy girl growing up?
Hell no, because he ain't even my real dad. My
Oh.
real dad is not in prison.
Oh my.
This is my stepfather. I'm
Oh.
talking about my younger sister's father.
Oh.
My dad, raggedy ass, live on 76 in Congress, and I don't ever hear from him at all. He'll never check
What?
on his grandchild, nothing.
What is, and I know the answer for you too, so I don't know why I'm asking this. What is
Right.
the relationship with the kids and the fathers? Are they like really close knit? Could you do this without them?
Hell yeah. What you mean?
Because we have to. You asking a black woman this.
Right.
All right, that's
Do
always
we
gonna be
have
our
to
answer.
Tell you something.
Do we
Let
have a
me-
choice?
Right.
let
No.
me break it down. Okay.
Ew.
I have.
Where is this energy when it's your
Yeah.
show?
I don't
Like
know.
you come and cut up when
But
his mom.
Now I'm giving her
I
the
have literally had to do it without.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I have had to do it without in the middle of being pregnant, getting certification so that I can have a better job, so that I can take care of both children after having both children. Because
Okay.
even too, like when I tell people, like they be just shocked. Like when I was pregnant with my second son, we was not together.
Mm.
I got my certification for phlebotomy. I went into early labor because I was walking 3-4 blocks just to go to class, just to make sure I was making ends meet for these kids.
That's
I
probably
was walking to the grocery store to make sure my oldest son was able to have what he needed. Mom, I want bubbles. Let's go get you some bubbles. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. I did that shit by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
We're gonna talk after this because you giving me so much stuff.
I'm just saying.
Where
like,
is this
I will
one?
let
I'm-
you know it can definitely be done, married or
Mhm.
not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Don't project on me.
I'm just
It's between you and him.
She told you.
We ain't got no choice.
What about you, Britt Bratt?
Mine is similar but different.
Mhm.
I've had to do it by myself pretty much the entire time, but that's because he had to be the breadwinner. We was
Mhm.
together the whole time though. But he had to go to work, and he works in the factory as well, and he's a supervisor. So
Oh,
he's
even worse.
always there.
He had to be there.
Yes.
There was no choice. He's opened the
Yes.
door.
And I can't be mad at him because, I at the time I was working at like Sally's Beauty, and then during my pregnancy I left there and started working for US Bank as a peak time teller. So I was only working like 2.5 days. So he had to, go get that money. He ain't have no choice. So I had to hold the house down. But I've had to do everything myself pretty much the whole time. We've actually just gotten to a point where he has to take on more responsibility and I have to take on less because of our 2 different work shifts. And thank goodness I got a good dude. Hell, we don't go through no stress. He was just like, all right, cool. What I need to do, how do I need to do it? Lay her clothes out because I can't trust him to pick out my baby clothes.
Look, fam,
He
you
be having
gotta
Bella like,
trust us. We gonna put the drip on him.
Listen, he be having her look like a
Nah.
scarecrow.
We're gonna put the drip on.
Listen.
It takes you gotta
Not even a boy, but a scarecrow. I would
gotta-
prefer her to look like a boy.
it's practice. You gotta practice. We gotta figure
Damn.
out what goes in. We gotta
He
know what's
said
in the closet.
Boy, scarecrow.
We gotta know what's in the
Yes.
closet to
Don't nothing
mix and match.
It, and what make it so bad is in her closet, the outfits are together on the same hanger. There's no reason to mix and match.
Oh, so he be trying to make a
Listen,
He come up with his own flow.
my mama can
He a
always
stylist.
tell who got her dressed that morning by her outfit.
Oh, so you didn't. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the teachers at my
You really be
He's
bugging
trying to
me,
learn how to
fam.
comb hair though. It's cute.
I'm not gonna do that.
He wants to so bad.
Nah,
He tries.
I'm not gonna do
He
that.
tries to do her hair.
He's just
No,
trying to
I'm-
watch me to learn. I've been
That is
teaching
so
him.
cute.
Yeah.
I'm going to-
If he
I'm
feels
going
really
to-
guilty that he doesn't have more time with her, so he's really hands-on.
I'm going to pay someone who it is their job to do my daughter's hair because I want it done correctly. Okay.
Mhm.
Bella ain't that kind of kid.
Like my youngest
fights.
does not want you to touch her head.
Mhm.
She is going to be the person who rocks the short haircuts and wigs. My oldest, hair is so thick. I don't even know the number lettering combination,
Jesus.
but it is the top.
I think it look thick.
It's thick. And she likes her hair getting done, so she's going to be the main one that says, "Daddy, I need you to re-up my green card so I can go get my hair done."
Good. It'll
So-
maintain its thickness going to.
Yeah, I don't want her mom is very overprotective with her hair too. She doesn't just let anybody touch it. So the very first time I take him to the salon, I'm already expecting to get kicked out the house for at least a couple of weeks
Not get kicked out.
because she is not going to be happy somebody clipped ends, washed it with a shampoo that is not
I don't care if
family
somebody else do
approved.
that.
It's like she doesn't know. She doesn't want nobody else.
Better than
If it's
be
not
me.
family, she don't want nobody touching their hair. But
Well, my thing is, that's one thing I'm happy about having boys with. Like,
you just go take them, get faded.
I don't have to worry about their hair, except for my youngest. He has a man bun. I gotta make sure that's
Oh, that's
tamed.
cute.
That is
So
cute.
I do have to. He has hair like me, so it's very curly, very soft, and
A
thin.
man bun.
He got a man bun.
A 3-year-old with a man
You
bun.
mad about the man bun?
You put him in sweater vest too.
No, sweater vest.
You be out
A
here having a
sweater
little
vest.
mini
How that
small.
look?
How that exactly? How a sweater vest? Why he gotta be?
little
It's a little
V-neck.
V-neck, right? Come like to here sometimes.
Why you trying to
sleeves
come
out.
at my
Like
son
sweater
like that?
vest.
Right, little button-up shirt.
That
I mean, he look like a little gentleman if you do it right.
That's casual.
Right, it's the
First
he's a
of
business
all,
casual.
My
But you was
son
trying to be
has
shady.
style. He has
No,
has his
I'm
own
not.
style. Both of them have their own style. One of them, he likes to be very casual.
See?
He likes t-shirts. He likes, straight leg
I should
pants.
have pressed the mail.
The other one is very sporty. He
You
likes
get the
anything
concept.
Nike,
Not
Adidas,
the art.
joggers, all of that stuff.
Okay.
But
While you over there think I'm being shady, I rock a sweater vest here or there, so I'm not
yeah,
being
my
shady.
kids don't wear sweater vests.
When
I'm
you
sorry.
dress it up right, it is.
Right, like I
very
rock it with
cute,
them at work
actually.
sometimes. I be in there just looking.
No, it was just the way
No,
that
they
you
like
said
the.
Of course.
They really do like their little
Right.
button-up shirts,
I can be a little shady. I won't lie.
like button it all the way up to the neck. They like their little button-up shirts.
All the way to the neck.
And they'll even add a little bow tie in there.
Little
They
bow
like bow
tie.
ties.
I like that.
it. Yeah, I like
I
that look.
like
That's how I
that.
dress my son. He has
It's
sweater
cute.
vest, as you would say.
You mean, well, why you wear your dog? You gonna quit being that person.
I wish they had cute little blazers. Like
They
I wanna
do.
find some
You
cute
gotta-
blazers.
Yeah.
Go on
Yeah.
Amazon. You got to go
Yeah.
on Amazon.
In Target, they have.
Okay, I
blazers.
got you.
Yeah. Go ahead and pimp that little man out.
But I could do it. But listen,
Have the little girls
he's one of the
going.
kids too that when he's dressed and he know he look good, he's
He starts feeling himself.
Can't tell him
he,
nothing.
Start
he
smelling
started
himself.
doing that side smirk like.
See, he told you.
He ain't wrong. Leave him alone.
Is this the one that likes toxic relationship or the one that's gonna
Yes.
need? See, that's the reason why he gonna have a talk. He gonna meet a woman.
He's the one with the man bun. And
She
I,
see,
is
look, he gonna be in toxic
hilarious.
relationship because he gonna meet a woman that's gonna match his fly, and they both ain't gonna be able to trust each other because they both look good too much. So
That's
every time,
hilarious.
who's that bitch looking? No, who's that nigga that was? Yeah, you gonna. That's the
that really. Ooh.
it's the nature of the
And
beast.
I'm gonna be the mama like, excuse me.
Like when you talk to my son like
Somebody
that,
left their kid on the porch. Like,
I'm gonna kick him out.
she ain't
But
coming in here.
Off topic. Has anyone ever told you you look like Megan Good?
Oh my god.
You done heard it a lot.
Lord.
Okay, because I'm sorry, it just was bothering me sitting here looking at you like
They
this
gotta
is
be-
so damn cute.
You gotta be
So
cousins.
cute.
Very Megan Good, like.
Very
That is so
cousinish.
creepy.
They gotta
You don't
be
think so? You don't
cousinish.
see it?
oh, I see it all the
I was like,
time.
I see it.
I just never tell her.
Oh.
She gets it. I know she gets it enough.
I'll be like, that's my sister.
You might as well.
Right.
You can get away
Like,
with it, honestly.
seriously. Seriously.
But thank you.
What about you? What have you learned about yourself?
Is that the question?
That was the question a while ago.
Yeah.
You never got
we
to.
did
You
take
you
it
never.
off
that
in a few
question.
tangents.
They flipped
Okay,
it.
wait. What's the question?
What did you learn about yourself since being a mother?
Wow, that really is the question. We really did get. Okay.
Because I was to say you grew a whole business out of this.
Out of
Yeah.
motherhood.
Yeah, out of
What
motherhood.
business?
Go ahead and plug yourself right now.
Okay,
Do a dig.
First, I started with the blog. So I was breastfeeding my son, and I'm like, I really don't like the type of energy that, like people like, I don't want to be up all night. I hate getting up all night. So I tried to make it to a positive thing. So I was just writing, and then like, when you're a new mom, you have all kind of questions. So I'll be on like all of these boards and things and forums and stuff. So I'm like, maybe I should write about my experience and just put it out there. So when I did that, people were actually reading it. Like, that wasn't my intention. It was just something I wanted to do. But when people started reading, it was like the comments I would get or the conversations I would have, I'm like, maybe I should turn it into a group, because I was kind of like a stay-at-home mom, and like the hospital I gave birth at, they had so many different types of groups you could get into, but it was like, the hospital I gave birth at is in Menominee Falls, like far. So I'm like,
oh my God, you gave birth in Menominee Falls?
I just left that
The
area.
hospital, I really
Community Memorial.
I hate them.
Okay, shout out to Community Memorial. It's a really
it's
nice
probably a good hospital. I don't like how they do their banking. It's just listen, it's
a lot.
The job I just left, I was with US Bank before joining him at BMO, and one of their contracts is Freighter, but not just Community Memorial, but all the Freighter clinics.
It's a lot.
I see what, like, I guess when you're in medical, you don't really got to know how to count, but like, deposits is real simple. Like, business deposits is real simple, fam. And I'm pretty sure you was using a calculator and a computer. Please continue. Please continue. Because I don't even work there no more. Let me stop.
She's like, first of all,
I still be texting them like, is y'all good over there? Because I know they was tripping before I left. I know they tripping like a motherfucker now.
Lord.
I feel for my peoples. Keep going.
She's like, go ahead. Go ahead.
That is funny. But I knew that the type of people they would have, I wouldn't relate to. Mm-hmm. So I didn't even waste my time driving out there to like interact, even though I wanted to, because like being a stay-at-home mom, you're at home with a baby all day.
Yeah, you want to be social.
So I'm like, let me make my own group. So I made my own group, and it's been popping.
It's been popping.
Yes.
So, do you ladies have questions for each other since you have this opportunity?
I didn't say what I learned.
I didn't come prepared.
I thought you did.
Did I?
Yes.
What did I say I learned?
I don't remember now. It was a while ago. Then we started talking about hair.
Oh no, because you asked about. You was talking about your daughter and her hair.
Fine. What you learned?
Dang, you don't even want to know what I learned.
I do want to know what you learned.
Damn.
What did you learn?
No.
What did you learn? Real talk. What you learned about yourself?
What I learned is basically what my podcast is about is self-awareness. Because I became very self-aware when I experienced my first postpartum depression experience. So my first child definitely taught me how to check in with myself before I check in with other people. And my second child is currently teaching me patience.
Okay.
Definitely.
Because I've learned that I have none. And I'm trying
I have
so
much
hard.
patience. I think I'm very
you know what?
patient.
I give you credit. You are
Long
probably
summers.
the most patient person that I've ever met in my life.
It's hereditary in my family to not have patience.
Me is patient, and I'm just like,
well,
nobody has patience in my
She
family.
be like, well, we're here.
This is what we're doing today.
This is what we're doing. Something goes out of whack, and she's like, well, we'll fix it.
We'll find out. Let's keep going. Turn to page 3 in your lesson book. You don't have your pencils. That's on you. I'm sorry.
Where did the lesson book come in?
Am I giving teacher vibes?
Oh my god!
Like, fuck it. It's Friday. I don't care anymore.
Anyways, go ahead and finish your thought.
She is never gonna do anything with me ever again. She is going to hate
my
me.
second, he taught me patience, and I'm still working on it.
You're doing good.
Am I?
You are.
Identifying the problem, quote unquote, is the first step.
From when I first met you to now, you are definitely a different person.
Yeah, because before
You can tell you how I know you got patience.
how
You made it through that whole wedding season.
man,
That's a podcast.
we ain't even gonna talk
That's
about that shit.
that's actually going to be some
It is
episodes.
definitely going to be some episodes because the shit.
Drink your drink.
That's not. I was like, that even your drink.
I need a shot on that one because
So, what questions do you ladies have for one another that you've always wanted outside opinion on? It could be anything. I'm gonna be quiet. I ain't gonna crack no jokes.
This not necessarily something I wanted an outside opinion on, but I just wanted to know y'all experience because, like, I know when I got pregnant, my husband was expecting like my belly button to pop out. He was expecting for my water to break. He was expecting me to poop while I was pushing. Like he had all these like
mainstream
preconceived notions that actually did not. The cravings didn't happen.
Really?
No, he had more cravings than I did actually.
So
like
he got the bulk of it.
my only real symptom during pregnancy was the nausea and throwing up, and then when I went to labor, the labor pains were pretty bad, but my period cramps are pretty bad also. So it wasn't that bad. And then to be completely honest, my doctor gave me the okay to continue to smoke weed. She just said don't use tobacco products.
Right.
So while we were at home waiting for me to be dilated and walking around the house and stuff, I was smoking. I was hot in the motherfucker when I went into the hospital.
Listen, but I bet you was like relaxed.
I was, and then I
Because
still
I
ended
was
up getting the
anxious as
epidural,
hell.
which I did not want, but my mom ended up talking me out of.
Oh, so you didn't get the epidural?
No, I did get it. She talked me into it. My bad. I said it wrong. So I didn't want one, and she talked me into it.
Okay.
And I was so high, even when I was like pushing, I really didn't feel anything.
Yeah, they gave me. I think I had to have it done twice.
Really?
And I was so mad
You had
because
two
because the first time she didn't do it right, so I was only numb.
No.
Thank
on
God I
half
didn't
of
have
my
that experience.
baby.
That was one of my fears.
That was one of
Yeah.
my fears. Like, no.
I was numb on one side but not the other. And then the second time they gave it to me, they gave me too much. So I had that. It had to wear off before I could start pushing because I couldn't feel
shit, right?
So by the time
Ooh.
it wore off, it was kind of like pointless to even get it because it was like it was all gone. So I don't know. So yeah.
No.
And I already got back problems. I got scoliosis, so my spine is
My
already messed up.
sister has that. Po baby. She used to have to wear her brace to school. I don't know why she chose school hours to wear this brace. And we was in high school. They used to play football with it and
No.
You know
let me
what?
stop.
Not playing football.
Because I don't know if she's gonna be watching this show. Let me shut the hell up. But yeah, people, kids ain't nice.
People are
at all.
cruel.
My question is, what do you guys wish you had more time for?
Me?
Because we don't.
Me? You see how I look right now, goddamn it. Like me.
Can you imagine yourself without your child?
Hell no. I just
Do you
told my mom this the other
remember
day.
what life was like without your child?
Apparently wild and crazy.
Really?
I literally just told my mom this just a few days ago. I cannot picture how my life was before her anymore. I cannot picture my life without her. And I literally would die if I did not have my baby. Like, y'all remember that scene, Set It Off, when they took old girl's son? She's like, oh, I love my baby. That's me. Like, no. I need my child. That's my best friend. That's my everything. Like her daddy, and the dog. Like, the motherfuckers get on my nerves. But I need them to get on my nerves. Like, I need them here. Like, and can't nobody else get on my nerves. Nobody else is allowed to. Just these motherfuckers.
She said just
well, you don't really get on my nerves. Me and you typically pick on people together and get on their nerves together.
You're right.
So
that's why she's my child.
My pod pop. That's what I call it. That's what I call it.
She do. She right next to me when we at work. Like, why are you not here today?
We be on each other's ass. Why you ain't at work?
Yeah, I can picture my life before my oldest son.
Like, it just didn't have no meaning before then.
Before Like if I think about it, when you really think about it, you like, damn, I was born as a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
So what? You know what? Drink wine more often. This Nelly is epic.
She turned up.
I was definitely boring as fuck. Like I was not doing shit. Like what was I doing? Yeah. So,
Yes.
but being a mom of two, I didn't sign up for that.
You gonna trade?
Trade what?
One girl, one boy.
No, because I decided that if I did miraculously end up pregnant, I would want it to be a boy. I don't want a girl.
You know what? I said the same thing too. I don't want a son now.
Mm-hmm.
I have two girls. My life is girl.
Because I wouldn't know what to do. Like, dude, it's two boys, and then here come this girl, and I'm like,
because having my son,
like, what are we supposed to do?
Having a son being the youngest, it's like, bruh, you gonna get bullied by women all your life. There's nothing you can do about it. This is a whole women's society I live in. You're not, no.
And my boys, if I did have a girl, they wouldn't never let me hold the girl. They would have the baby. Because they are, like, when it comes to girls, they are so soft, so gentle. Oh. You want this, you want that, you want, like, you gonna smother the girl.
Make her borrow Bella.
I can't.
She might swat at him a few times at first.
If my sons is around your daughter, they'll probably, like, just be like,
she like that kind of shit.
Yeah, like they will literally load over her.
If I had a son, they could never have a girlfriend because one is going to grill the hell out of her, and the other one is going to beat the hell out of her.
That's how it was when the king first started bringing people around us. I used to interrogate them on purpose, but like really over the top, disrespectful, like him and our little brother. Like I was very like, bitch, who is you? Why is you here? Like, why am I meeting this bitch? Like, I was real.
My little brother used to always bring his girlfriends to me. Like, he used to always bring them. He didn't bring them to the other two.
Because
sisters,
if you approved it,
he always brought them to me.
You must have been the nice one.
I was
out of the three.
If you approved them, they can stay. Mm-hmm. If you like, I don't like her. She'd probably be gone within the week.
That's literally how
she'd be gone within the week.
Like, well, sis ain't really feeling you.
Like I have one particular sister. If she ever came and says, I don't like her, for some odd reason, I've done moved to Texas. This relationship ain't gonna work. Moving to Texas was always my go-to lie. I'm moving to Texas with my other sister.
Moving to Texas,
it's not gonna work.
We're gonna have to
and then I stay in the house for like 2 to 3 months, so you couldn't see me. So you really thought I moved to Texas?
Oh my
you know what? You was fine.
You are committed to the lie.
I ain't that committed to it, right?
I'm just saying.
I ain't that committed. You gonna see me? I came back.
That's what it was. If they ever ran into me, it didn't work. It didn't work out.
I'm here.
I'm not built for the Southern.
Right.
And I came back, so. But we not getting back together though. So.
Yeah, I'm moving to Arizona. So I just thought you should know.
Right, she gonna tell both of us right now. What?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Dead silence. Glass shatters.
We're gonna talk later.
Oh, she gonna raise her voice this time.
Yes, I am. I'm planning on.
What you looking at me like that for?
I got one more question.
Yes.
Did y'all spouses have anything they were expecting that, like, during pregnancy to happen that didn't happen?
Why are you mugging me? Like I'm your baby daddy.
Y'all looked at you like ugh.
Like what did I do?
The belly button thing was a serious deal to him.
Like no, it
actually did change because I used to have like a really cute innie, and now it's like
half and half
in between. Like, what are we doing? I don't know what it want to do. But my husband, his thing was with my first, I had very high cravings. He was expecting the cravings. But one thing he really was expecting, like in the delivery room, he wanted so badly to be the dad that dressed up in the suit and all of that stuff. Like the little, they call it a bunny suit. And he was like, so am I going? It was one nurse, I forgot her name, but she catered to everything he wanted.
Hilarious.
He was like, can I do this? Can I do? Yeah, sure. She made sure he had that little suit.
You talking about that paper suit you put all the way on?
Yeah.
Man, they gave me that suit. That suit was so tight on me.
He put that suit on. He was so excited about his little suit.
I did the little Hulk thing.
I wasn't even in a C-section.
You know what? That just made me think of one more thing. How did y'all husbands feel about like actually seeing you give birth? Like, was they okay with like being down there to catch the baby?
He was in there like being like he was being sick, and they was asking me like, "What's wrong with him?" I'm like, "Don't ask me."
So was my husband. They was like, "You sit down over there." Like I heard him from across the room yelling, "Like you got this, baby, you got this." But he like every time he came close, he was getting ready to pass out.
We had C-section.
They was giving him so much attention. I'm like, I'm the one over here.
Because the first one I delivered vaginally, and he was in there. He was, yep, I see him. Yep, he coming out. They was like, do you want to hold him? Do you want to pull? He was involved, okay?
That's what's up.
He clipped the cord. He made sure they was making sure the babies was breathing. The second time I had a cesarean, but I had to have extra surgery to cut out my fibroid tumor. So
they killed two birds with one stone?
He saw me be cut open. He saw them pull everything out. He saw them flip my intestines up.
That's making me hot.
Ooh, I love that kind of stuff.
They held up the fibroids for me and him to see during the surgery and everything. He was like, "Damn, she got that in her." He was like, "I saw your insides and everything." He was like, "Yeah." So I didn't see all of you. I was like, "You were
all of me, seen all of you."
Yeah, he done seen all of me, literally.
That's just like getting high and watching the Discovery Channel. That's my favorite pastime.
It really was just like that experience. And he was just like, oh, okay.
Man,
right.
He lucky.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we had C-sections for both of them. I was tasked with the job of cracking jokes to keep her entertained.
Aww.
And I was fantastic at it. We didn't have our original doctor for the first one because he was in like Jamaica when she went in labor.
Damn.
So we had a backup doctor we had to use. They just went to gut in there, cut it, trying to basically get the baby together. It was like, oh, it's a girl. I was like, I knew that already. So let's go ahead, let's move around. I got the privilege of seeing my wife have an exorcism. So while she was going through the contractions, she kept lifting off the bed. And she's mad that I did not record this. Her mom wouldn't let me record because I knew she would. Because she didn't think it was right, but I knew my wife enough. Was like, you want to see this. I know you want to see this. So I was going to record it. Every time she had a contraction, she got higher and higher off the bed.
Oh, like arching her back?
Yes, to the point where she literally was almost levitating at one point in time because I got a chance to see that. I thought that was fun. To this day, she's still mad at me that I didn't record it. But the first one, I really was just like, okay, we're going through this experience, and I felt like, oh, my kid's alive.
Perfect little head.
She was crying like a motherfucker. She was mad as hell this day.
So cute.
Her daddy just sent me these. I was
like, you must have just gotten them from Doug.
Literally just
then,
yes, she was pissed. The whole fucking like
she looked pissed.
She was so mad.
This is not what I'm here for.
Yes,
that was like I didn't.
It was like I was here to play.
The second one, I actually was a little bit involved in the C-section. I had the bunny suit on. I'm over here hulking. I got photos. Like I'm in here acting silly. Like let's do we goofy like that. We in there. Just our actual doctor. It's like okay, we round 2. Let's do this. It's like let's do this. So I'm back to say you want to see, and I looked inside. It's like yeah. Let's go ahead. Let's just cut this cord and get up out of here, fam. You got time for this?
We say chop chop.
Let's just do this. My baby breathing. I'm holding her cool. The stuff coming clean. Eyes drip. Let's go. Home now. I don't want to see no more of the inside of this woman. No more.
I mean, when you see the insides of somebody,
it's like I don't want to see that.
Were y'all concerned at all? Because one thing that isn't really talked about enough is how healthcare workers don't really take care of Black women the way they take care of white women. So were y'all concerned for that? Because recently there have been more and more cases of them kidnapping the babies at birth from the hospital. People are in on this and they are taking our Black babies and experimenting on them and all this, that, and the third. So was that a concern for y'all? Because that was one thing my husband, that was another reason why he didn't want to be in scrubs and catch the baby. He wanted to have eyes on them the entire time, because if anything went wrong, they wasn't gonna have a chance. He was already gonna crack their ass off. Anything that didn't look right, they was getting hit.
Doug about that life.
And my mom and my sister were there also, and they don't really look like they about their life, but they is.
They're the sneaky ones. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen, and then
exactly.
I would say when I had to have my emergency C-section, that was the thing that started triggering my anxiety, because there was no control. Like, when I tell you that baby heart rate went down and everybody rushed into the room, he was a deer in headlights. He didn't know what was going on. He thought something was severely wrong with me. Nobody was telling him anything. He's screaming, asking them, what is wrong? What is happening? What is wrong? Nobody's saying anything. But being a person who works in the medical profession, by all means, like, they don't have to say anything. They don't have to say anything, because their job is literally to be with you and baby at that point in time. But that's why I discuss so harshly with people that if you are going to have a hospital birth, it is very strictly important that you have a birthing plan. If you don't have a birthing plan and you go into the hospital and they're just like, do they literally ask you, do you have a birthing plan? And half the time everybody says no.
I have one.
So they take advantage of that. They take advantage of that. And the thing that's really sad to me about these moms whose babies are being taken because they don't want their babies to get like vaccines or something right away. The babies ain't supposed to have vaccines right away.
Right.
That's why we have the first appointment to go get vaccines or to make that decision. Like, it's not the hospital's decision on if you are going to get vaccines at the hospital or not, or even a baby being circumcised. If a mom chooses not to, that's okay. It's not hindering the health of the baby.
Exactly.
But I was worried about that a little bit because of how they just took complete control when I had that C-section. I was just like, okay, so if something was really wrong or something was really happening, then what?
Right.
Yeah, that's why I had a doula.
That's what I'm doing the second time around.
Doulas.
I'm getting a doula.
We got doulas on
in a pool.
We got doulas on deck. We got doulas on deck if you need a doula.
Yeah, doulas are cool.
We keep doulas on deck here at TDR if you need a doula.
I have one picture. Well, she might. You might know her. You know, we tend to know a lot of the same people and don't be knowing it, child.
That's why my daughter.
A lot of the same
But
people.
that's a fan.
My sister walked in here one day. It was funny because I had talked to her just real quick, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm going to meet with this guy about my podcast. Ooh, I'm bringing it back." And I was sitting here when she walked through the door, and I was like, "Bitch, is this where the hell you meeting?" And she was like, "Yeah," and I'm like, it didn't happen a few times, so keep going.
No, but I'm gonna plug my new business.
Bring your mic closer so everybody can hear about your new business.
Yes.
Okay,
Go
can you
ahead.
hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. So my agency will be helping like women with those types of decisions because I felt like that, and that's why I had a doula.
Close that door real quick.
Yeah, because
I was scared
I'm
to
not
do that
gonna
for
be
my
able to
first
shout.
Hello.
So I'll wait.
Look, I wait.
Yes.
Like the teachers, don't worry.
See, that's what I told you. It doesn't matter. You go sharpen your pencil and show off your clothes. Okay, go sit back down now. It's time for the lesson.
No, but that is a very important thing because people don't feel safe, and I didn't feel safe because, like at your weekly appointments, my doctor was saying like the baby was breached, so she was like, "You'll just have a C-section. It'll be really quick," and I'm just like, "You can't just tell me I'm about to do that. That was not a part of my birthing plan, and that's not a part of what I want in case of an
Mhm.
emergency either. Like, we're gonna have to figure something out because that's not what we're doing.
Right.
So I was really adamant about having help that day. So I had a doula. So she sent me like these exercises that I could do to like turn him around, which actually worked. And I'm
Mhm.
like, my doctor said nothing about
Of course
that.
not.
No.
So that was really crazy to me. And I think what's important for people to do is like tour hospitals. Because I toured
Mhm.
mine. Like, I needed to see like what the options were, where he would go,
Mhm.
like what my options were with him. Like, they did so well with us. Like, for the first 24 hours, nobody could see him but me. Like, he did not leave my room. Like, if they wanted
Same
to
with
watch
Bella.
him, they did it right next to me, and I was woke the whole time. So
Mhm.
like, I think that's important too, like just to know what your hospital's like rules are. Like, if you want to
Mhm.
have like a lotus birth where you don't cut the umbilical cord right away, like you have those options.
I didn't even know something like that was an option. I have recently, because my cousin, who I'm really, really close with, I actually call her my sister cousin. We're both really into, like, we're both herbalists. We're both into very natural remedies and all that, what people would like to call witchcraft and all that stuff or whatever.
Tune into the next
And
episode of Horizons Expressions.
she is going to school to be a doula or to be certified now. And she was actually supposed to be my doula. She was supposed to be, my, caregiver for Bella and all that stuff, but she ended up moving away. But because of her, I've met like a crap ton of other like doulas and herbalists and stuff like this on Instagram. And I recently just found out that that was even an option. I didn't know what it was, didn't know it was an option, nothing. So that's really dope that your business is providing that stuff, because a lot of times we are not aware of all of our options. We're not told it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So
They had like an orientation. Like, I don't know, because I mean, I never gave birth before, but like, I don't know if people have that same experience. Like, whatever hospital you went to, did they give you like a packet? Yeah, they gave me a whole packet of like what they do when you have a baby, like what you can do, what you can't do, or whatever. So
my next baby will be an at-home birth. I was afraid to do it the first time. Second time, I'm doing it how I truly wanted to do it. There will be a doula. There will be a birthing pool. I will probably keep the umbilical cord intact for a while. I'm probably going to eat the placenta this time. Everything, child. Like, I'm doing it all.
Well, on that note, I'd like to thank you three ladies for joining us today. There will definitely be a part 3 to all of this, because there's just a lot about being a mom. And it's a never ending,
especially when you want to be a good mom.
Right. There's a never ending conversation. Plus, looking in the comment sections of several lives, there are people who definitely want to join the conversation. So we want to probably give them an opportunity to stop in next time. So if you have time, would you like to go ahead and give all of your social medias and things that you are kind of involved in that you want people to know about?
Well, I have the Naked Eye Podcast, which is the Naked Eye as in me, not I, but I. And I am on Instagram.
What's that about?
Oh, it's about a journey to self-awareness, helping people to tackle more serious discussions and realize that it's okay for people not to agree with you.
She's on the end.
I like you.
Yeah.
Because that's a message that I have been trying to push as my lifestyle, to be an example for other people. Like, you don't always have to disrespect a person when you don't agree with them. Y'all can have different opinions. Damn, it's all right.
Very heavy on that. Very
heavy on that.
Okay.
I like that. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have the Naked Eye, and I'm currently working with trying to develop something as far as like pushing out resources to my community, because that's all I do all day. I gather resources, I help people find housing, I do all of that stuff. So I'm trying to figure out what type of dynamic I want to go into, like which avenue I want to go into to be able to provide those services to people.
Okay.
Well, my website is hismommyblogs.com, so you can go there and
Why ain't I writing
subscribe and read the blogs. Look at our pictures.
I send you a link. I
all
got
of
all
that
her
great
stuff.
stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
And then the Mommy's Club, the Millennial Mommy's Club, you can join. It's on Facebook. We got a private group.
I wouldn't be
so
surprised if I'm already a part of it. I'm
You might
part
be
of a
because
few mom
we try to
groups.
send out.
I just added a whole bunch of people to the group.
Yeah,
see.
thank you.
You're
welcome. And then Divine Prenatal Care Agency, which is the new agency I'm working on. So we'll be open.
I can't wait till she
in
open her agency because
top of next year.
Man.
But yes, I'm excited because
I'm
I've been working
excited
with
for
her,
you.
and
Oh,
we
shit,
got our
okay.
Period.
stuff. That
I don't know if they're gonna
Why
let
do
me
y'all
stay.
keep treating me like we
Yeah, I
got
can't
us?
join right now until I'm
Y'all
out
just be
Facebook
doing me
jail.
so
I can't
dirty.
wait for her to open because she will be so beneficial to what I'm doing right now.
Well, whatever you need, you know I got you, fam.
And I have a link tree on my page, so you can find all of that. You don't have to go.
That's exactly what I was gonna give you.
I just
Give her a
learned
link
the
tree.
importance of Linktree, so I'm
Yeah.
making
Okay.
this.
hard
It's
to
very
give
important.
everybody everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in one spot, it's perfect.
I think most podcasts, when you first joined the network, I created link trees for everybody.
I got a Linktree.
You
and I don't
probably
know?
do. I probably do. You know what? I didn't create one because I didn't know how involved you wanted me to be in the beginning.
Oh, okay. Well, we gotta work on that.
We do. I got you, fam.
Oh, it's my turn.
It's your
Yeah.
turn.
All right. So I have the Horizontal Refreshments podcast with my two brothers, Ma P and Donnie Akeem, whichever you prefer. That is our Facebook and Instagram name on our pages or whatever. Also, my Instagram is Mrs. Bella Walker because her name, she's actually named after me. That's what her dad calls me. And then Brittany Walker on Facebook, but you won't see no activity for another 27 days.
Which is the topic that started the show, so it comes back full circle.
Exact, full circle.
Free Britney.
Right.
Be on the lookout for my YouTube
Free
channel
Brit Tills,
because
Brit
I
Free.
am a caterer, Brit Brat's Kitchen.
She caters all the TDR events.
I do all the TDR events. That is my reoccurring catering gig right now. And I before, like last year for the pandemic, I did a lot of birthday parties last year actually. So
Okay.
I've done like New Year's Eve parties. So I'm getting out here and
Getting out
whatnot.
there.
So
I am.
What's your specialty?
I actually make a lot of different things. So I don't know. I guess Jamaican food. My dad's Jamaican, so
My goal is to
I don't
get her
really
on
know
Nailed It.
because he's a deadbeat.
Trying to
Though,
get
you
on
know what I'm
TV.
saying? Everything I know about my heritage, I found out on my own. So
She got a lot going on.
I'm trying to get her on. I'm trying to get her on a TV show called Nailed It.
oh yeah, because the last time he was at my house, we was all watching it and we was high, but we was like really enthralled with what the hell was going on. I'm like, they set you up for failure on that show. I don't know, fam.
So basically, it's a cooking show.
It's
Right?
on, it's on Netflix.
It's not terrible, but it's funny.
It's called Nailed It.
Nailed it.
Why everybody
So-
laughing?
Because okay, so let me explain real quick, and then we get out of here. So what it is they have you. It's a lot of baking going on. So they'll make you bake something. So they'll give you this extravagant thing to bake, right? Normally, it would take you probably 3 hours to do everything to make it match exactly what they have, right? You get 45 to an hour.
Mhm.
So you got to do the best you can with what the time you got. And it never comes out good.
Never. The most experienced chef, baker, no matter what, have the most issues with
Yeah.
this. Like,
And it's all bacon.
Yeah,
Yes.
they take regular
Bacon
common
takes
people.
a lot of time.
Yeah, they take,
it depends on what you making.
but
Okay.
it's a
In
funny
your
show.
oven.
It's
'Cause
on
they
Netflix.
do have
Check
like
it out.
15 to 30-minute bread recipes. Listen, I love Googling recipes and I just baked a
need to
banana
get
bread
back into that
loaf
group
the other
'cause I
day,
have
like
not
literally
been
like
there.
2 nights
I
ago.
know.
Like
You a busy
it's
woman.
not depending on what you're making, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
But
And the quality of your stove.
Yes.
That means a lot.
so I want to
Yes.
thank all you ladies for joining me. I definitely will have y'all for part 3.
Yay.
Yes,
Make
this
sure
was
you check us out on
fun.
all streaming platforms. That's Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever else you keep up with your stuff. Hell, I might get bored one day and go live on TikTok. Who knows? But with that
Damn,
Oh,
being
Lord.
said, be on the lookout for the Fatherhood Edition because, of course, I can't do this without giving the Dad's Day shout out too.
My husband will be here for that one.
So, yeah, you get to hear both sides of the story. Okay,
He'll say the same thing I did.
we'll see.
Sucker.
He
I don't
around-
know, I
he
like to
around his
hear my
brothers.
husband's perspective.
Yeah, he can come.
But
Hey,
his
is he
life
free this
was
afternoon?
crazy.
Is he free this afternoon? Have him come too.
Right.
All right. With that being said,
Okay.
people, I got another show that's waiting on me because my job is never done, and we are out of here.
Yeah. Pew pew.